Awesome. Well, thank you very much, everyone who is joining us tonight or checking out the recording. My name is Alex Key, and I'm joined here with a couple of my friends who are just fantastic from different parts of this country. And so today, what I really wanted to do was bring these lovely ladies on and us just really have a conversation about nutrition, the power of whole food nutrition, and what a detox for our body looks like, how we can feel from it, and if it's something that makes sense in your health journey right now, that we are resources and available to talk about what next steps look like, or just give a little bit more information about how to implement these different cleansing and detox and whole food habits into your life. And so I just wanted to basically get started with what we're talking about here. We all work for and are partnered with a company called Juice Plus, and that is the whole food nutrition that we talk about. And so moving into that, what Juice Plus is 35 different vine ripened fruits and vegetables that have been dehydrated down and put into capsules, gummies, and shakes. And so what this is the most researched food product in the world. It's backed by over 35 different peer-reviewed studies and has been around for over 25 years. And so that is what Juice Plus is. We'll get into a little bit more about each one of them as we continue to talk today. But I wanted to really just to share where I came into the picture with this. About a year and a half ago, I'd moved out to San Diego. I was looking to make a huge shift in my lifestyle, basically. I was coming off of 15 years in the service industry. That meant late night, that meant partying, that meant a bunch of alcohol and a lot of nasty, awful food. And that was really not in line with what I wanted my life to be heading down, which was a lot more clean eating. I practiced yoga. I loved being outdoors, but I knew even though I looked fit, I was not healthy. And so going out to San Diego and getting introduced to this way to put 35 different fruits and veggies in my body was incredible. I started off with a cleanse program, with a eating program that we have called the Shred. And after the first 10 days, I had gone from hitting the snooze button multiple times in the morning and needing coffee and a Red Bull in the afternoon, to having all day energy, to falling asleep at night, staying asleep throughout the night, and waking up in the morning was another huge one, to be sleeping that sound throughout. And then at the end of the 30 days, what was really amazing to me was the ability for my mind to really work faster. And I did not know how slow my brain was moving until it moved faster. So my ability to recall was absolutely incredible. I was just really remembering a lot of different information, and that was a huge thing to me, because memory is something that is a little bit shaky on both sides of my family. And so that was a big deal. And then mental health has always been a huge topic for me. And so after that first 30 days, and ever since then, over this past year and a half, I can just confidently say that because of the nutrition that's been going into my body, having that be the factor that has really changed here, the depression that I had been dealing with my entire life, as well as the anxiety, deep anxiety for the last couple of years, has gone away, and it has not come back. And so with already being a happy person, it's very cool to be super happy and feeling great about everything that's been going on. And so I want to also hear from a couple other people tonight. And so that I'm going to pass it off to Amy.
Thank you so much for inviting me to share my story, Alex. I really do appreciate it. And I'm truly honored and grateful, because I completely identify with your story about anxiety and depression. And I certainly that was not like in my DNA ever. So hi everybody. So thanks for your time tonight. And we look forward to hearing your feedback as well. So I'm Aimee Oczkowski, and I'm a work from home mom of 3. And my story kind of started about a little bit more than a decade ago, when I was working in corporate America. I had just finished my master's in business and everything, and was a director level in management. And I had gotten this new job, and I found out I was pregnant for the first time the day before I started my new job. So needless to say, that new job was very stressful. I wasn't eating very healthy. The stress level was really high. I did, thank goodness, and God blesses us in ways that we don't necessarily see in the moment, but thank goodness they let me go when my CEO found out I was pregnant, because my baby was not thriving. I wasn't eating what I was supposed to be eating, and I was not getting the rest, and I wasn't exercising, and I was stressed. So that was a blessing. She ended up being born early at like just under 36 weeks. So she was premature, but I started feeling bad right around 32 weeks. And I was telling my husband, I said, I just don't feel right. And I ended up in the hospital for nearly a month on bed rest with my first child. And it was because of preeclampsia. So I was very sick already at that point. So when we brought her home, that was when I became a stay-at-home mom. A couple years later, we had my second child, Joey. The second pregnancy, I was determined was going to be a healthier pregnancy. And it was a healthier pregnancy because I ate watermelon every single day to keep my blood pressure low. And I thought, I'm going to be healthy. One really cool thing about that is this child now, if I let him, he would eat an entire watermelon because I ate so much. So that just goes to show when you put good stuff in your body craves it. And that goes for the baby as well. So with him, I didn't have preeclampsia and I wasn't on bed rest with him, but I did end up going back in the hospital with high blood pressure because my body didn't know how to tell me I was in pain. And so blood pressure was how it did that. And I ended up on blood pressure medicine for a short period of time with him. 2.5 years later, I have my third child. Now, having two young children, being not in the, my body was already toxic because I wasn't eating as well as I should have been eating because I was trying to get by and the most convenient meals and fast food, and we were doing processed food because that was the cheapest way to get it because we were a one-income family. So I was trying to save money, and that's how most Americans will try to save money, but in the long run, it's making them sicker. So with number 3, I ended up on bed rest with her for 6 months. So yeah, 6 months. That meant I couldn't get up and fix my own meals, so I was at the whim of whatever I got. I wasn't getting exercise. I had to lay on my left side. In order to stay home for as long as possible, I had to follow the doctor's orders. I did end up in the hospital with her for a couple of weeks before she was born, but 6 months is a long time. So thank goodness my husband was helping take care of the kids with my mom. But he also felt bad for me. And what do you do when you feel bad for somebody? You give them chocolate and treats, right? No, that's not what we should do. But that's what he was doing. Brownies, chocolate chip cookies, ice cream. This is what was going into my body more than fruits and vegetables. And I didn't have very much control. So needless to say, when she was born at 37 weeks, I immediately was feeling bad. I was really, really, really sick. I was going into depression. I was having anxiety. My blood pressure was higher than it ever had been. They had to give me magnesium because they thought that I was going to go into like a stroke or coma or whatever it is that happens when your blood pressure goes high. So I was really very sick. My mom swore up and down that it was postpartum depression. And I was like, I've had 2 kids. I've never had postpartum depression. What are you talking about? So for 2 years, I had pain, excruciating pain from head to toe because of all of the inflammation from being so toxic. And when I was introduced to this amazing concentrated produce, these fruits and vegetables in a capsule, for crying out loud, it's like, this is genius. I literally felt better within the first 48 hours of starting taking them because my body was so toxic and craved that so much. This is something else that was really weird. I never wanted to tell anybody because I wasn't sure like what was really going on, but I had numbness in my hands from my elbows to my fingertips and from the outside of my hand all the way to the inside of this finger on both hands. They thought I was clumsy because I kept dropping stuff all the time, but it was because I couldn't feel my hands and I had to pick up a baby. So after probably 6 months is when I noticed that I was getting feeling back in my hands. Today, I have 100% feeling back in my hands. I have no numbness. I have no pain unless I indulge in too much sugar, which we did last week on vacation. And then I start to feel the inflammation. But as soon as I stop, all that sugar, and as soon as I start upping my whole food nutrition, all of that inflammation goes away and I feel great. I'm 45 years old. I have 3 kids. They do all kinds of activities. I substitute teach part-time. The teachers are like, how do you have so much energy? And I'm like, because I'm putting whole food nutrition in my body. Do I still eat as healthy as I should? Not always, but it certainly helps to have those extra fruits and vegetables. And when I do the shred, when I follow the shred, I feel absolutely amazing because I'm getting rid of all of the toxins that I have. The brain fog is gone. The sleep is better. The energy is better. And I just feel great. I absolutely feel great. And this will be in me forever.
That is so fantastic, Amy. Gosh, like what a journey over the course of years' time, and to be able to just totally be aware, as that journey's been going on, through the kids, through what you're feeling, and what these different steps that you've taken to really have it be such a beneficial thing for your health. I think that's just such an incredible story. And so thank you for sharing. So Olivia, if you would like to round us out, talk about a little bit more about what you got going on, as well as, detoxing in the body with some nutrition.
Yeah, so thanks for having me on. This is so much fun. Well, my name is Olivia. I am a registered dietitian nutritionist, and I am based in Seattle, Washington. And I have been in the food and nutrition industry for over 20 years. So I have been completely obsessed with food probably since I was a little kid. But I'll have to say that I haven't always known the power of fruits and vegetables, although I just have known the power of the joy experiencing all the foods. But I'll have to say that they have been absolutely instrumental, because when I actually started studying and went back to school, I was going to be a nurse practitioner. But then I realized that that was just too gross for me. And I always wanted to know what people were eating. And I could never understand when I was doing my nursing hours why they weren't asking. Because I was like, this just makes so much sense to me. So it was a real natural segue for me to fall into this particular profession. And understanding the power of fruits and vegetables and whole grains and legumes has been absolutely just profound. And there's study after study. I'll have to say, I can't say millions because I can't really quantify how many, but there are endless amounts of studies that talk about the benefits of fruits and vegetables. And when we have something so simple as encapsulated fruits and vegetables, where you can get a steady dose of about 50 every single day consistently, it is so easy. And I was so skeptical when I first heard about it, because I was like, I would like to eat my vegetables as like a vegetable, not realizing what I had my hands on. And the shakes were actually kind of my gateway drug, because I saw how much fiber was in there. And that is a major deal, because people do not get enough fiber. Gut health is huge. There are so many people, when I was doing my clinical rotation on the hospital floor during all the surgical recovery, almost every single person there was for a SBO, which is a short bowel obstruction, which means they could not poop. Therefore, they were not. So it's a nightmare. And then when you have parts of your colon resected, you're having parts of your nutrition that you can't get, because that's where all your nutrition is absorbed. So having an adequate amount of fiber and having things move through your body, because really the ultimate goal in all of our lives, which we may not know, surrounds is poop and pee. So that's our end game. Truly, that's also known as excretory derivatives. That's what all the kids are calling it anyway. So I'm going to share my screen with you. I'm going to act like I know how. That's what I'm going to do. Okay. So we're going to share this, but we're going to start from the beginning and we're going to play it like I mean it. All right. So detoxing and using all the right ingredients. Ah, yes. So much fun. Okay. So people think of detox, and I could just imagine some of the crazy things that you have heard or seen or experienced as what a detox is. Most of them are terrible and wrong and stupid. I'm just gonna, I'm not gonna split hairs with that one. So here we have the liver. Yes, it is a fascinating and delightful organ. It has a lot of jobs, and I know it's busy. It's exciting to me, unless you're a total science nerd. I mean, you look at it and you're just like, oh my gosh, my brain's gonna explode. But what you want to do is you want to first look at the upper left-hand corner. And when you think about all of the toxins that are coming into our body and where they're coming from, we've got toxins coming in from the inside of our body, of things being broken down just through metabolism, and just, we've got cells dying and regenerating. I mean, there's all this stuff happening. We've got that waste. And then we also have exotoxins, which are things that are coming in from our environment. That could be, literally anything that we're breathing in. It could be perfumes, it could be lotions, it could be makeup, hair product. Anything that touches your skin is in your blood. It's called transdermal absorption, and it is real. And there's just, it's an endless amounts of places that we're getting toxins. So all of this is coming in our body. So we're being constantly inundated with just toxicity 24/7. And everything needs to get filtered through our blood. So one of the most, the biggest and the most effective filters is your liver. So love it, enjoy it, embrace it. So you see the toxins go in this phase 1. Some people might get really excited about cytochrome P450 enzymes. I know you're out there. I'm excited too. We'll just give a minute for that one. Yeah, that's a good one. It's one of the most, it's the most researched enzyme. So you just run away with that. But basically, we have to catalyze all those reactions in order to get to the end result, which is detoxifying your body. So I'm going to try to dial it back a little bit, because as you can tell, this is like an area I'm very excited about. But basically, in that phase 1, you have to catalyze, you have to make all these actions happen. So you need that list of ingredients that says enzymes, cofactors, and other nutrients used. So you need all of those, and you get all of those from food. Okay? So you need this huge list of food in order to get to this middle section here. And then look, there's another list of all these different nutrients, which are also from food. So you need those two to get to the next phase, where you need even more nutrients. So there isn't this place where food isn't needed. And it's not just one kind. It's layers upon layers upon layers to get to the end game, which is excretory derivatives. Because what we want is we want to void out, and we want to excrete all of those toxins through feces and urine. Okay, major goals. If we don't have the right ingredients to do all of those things, what our body does to protect us, because we can't just release toxins in your body, and the toxic load in your liver can only be so great, that the liver then packages it in fat and then distributes it back into your body. And that is its way of, really saving you. But then what ends up happening is that you end up with this extra amount of toxic in your body, but it's just encapsulated in fat. So you just keep going through the cycle over and over and over and over again. You know, you can't detox without the right ingredients. So you need an incredibly large list of fruits and vegetables in order to achieve this, or you're just going to end up being toxic, and that's not fun. And I'm sure like what Amy was saying, she could attest to how that feels, that toxic load. And I know she's not alone. That is for darn sure. So this was just, you know, pretty, I like that. Just a pretty picture of food. But I also wanted I want you to understand that food does not equal fat. Food is life-giving, and food it helps every single thing, like every single cell, every single like function or mechanism. We're made for the food that is grown in this earth, and it equals energy, which equals life. So trying to avoid food, I know a lot of times people come into my office all the time because they want to lose weight, and they're not eating enough. They're just minding calories. They're not minding nutrient density. They're only concerned about caloric density. And a lot of times people are underfeeding themselves. And then what they are feeding themselves are just garbage food, like breakfast cereal. I'm on a jag with that one. Breakfast cereal's garbage. I know I'm not supposed to have any opinions about food, but I do. That one I'm standing by. It's just carb on carb crime. That's what that is. So you need all of these ingredients. And you know, if you're not familiar with your leafy greens, now you can be. And then we've got this entire rainbow of all these different fruits and vegetables that have these amazing things to offer that just happen to be hidden in the colors. So this is just a really great example of how that, you know, eating the rainbow can really be super beneficial. And each one of those colors actually has a this phytonutrient or a plant nutrient that is really special, and your body has, you know, these mechanisms where they're all used. So eating seasonally, eating fresh, and eating an abundant amount of whole foods is the only way for your body to really do what it needs to do. And research after research after research after research after research study have just, I don't even know. I think that maybe they might be begging at this point for you just to eat more fruits and vegetables so you stop getting diseases and cancers and dying prematurely. I mean, we've got more and more young people in their 20s and 30s and 40s coming down with colon cancer because they're not being tested because they're too young. Just like back in the olden days when children didn't have diabetes. It's just things are getting worse and worse, and the toxic load is getting greater and greater. And if we keep ignoring what our bodies need, we're going to continue to get sicker and sicker. And the more pills, the sicker, because you need more pills to counteract the other things that the pills are doing. But if I could tell you how many people I have seen heal their bodies using whole fruits and vegetables, I mean, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. People feel better. They have more energy. I mean, look at this mama of 3 over here. Just being able to plug through the day. You have like 9 children. Is that right?
I'm 45.
Oh, yeah, 45. And she's got 9 children. That's good. But she's got energy, and there's so many things. People are aging backwards almost. It's incredible because they provide everything that your body needs, and your body's always going to be struggling to do its job. But if you don't give it the right tools, it can't. So let me try to unshare my screen here. I've lost there we go. I've lost my cursor here. There we go. Get rid of that. How do I undo that? Stop share. That's how. Okay. But I've integrated using whole foods, encapsulated fruits and vegetables into my practice, because it is so difficult for people to get a consistent amount of fruits and vegetables every single day. And people are like, oh, I eat more fruits and vegetables. Oh, you know, I have a salad every week or every day. But it's not enough. And if you saw by just the range of colors that you're just, it's not like a character flaw. Before I started taking it, I have a very healthy lifestyle. Like my whole entire world has been just immersed in nutrition. And I still don't get enough fruits and vegetables. You need 9 to 13 servings or 7 to 13 servings every day. And then if you work out, you need more than that. If you're an athlete, you need even more than that. So really like 90% of your time is spent cutting up fruits and vegetables and eating. And I don't know about you, but I got to go to work. So adding these capsules into my life and helping my patients get healthier with them and is incredible. The consistency, just like anything in life, it takes time. Some people like Amy felt better right away. It took me a little bit longer to start noticing things, but I can guarantee you that there is not anything that fruits and vegetables can't help.
That is so very true, Olivia, and I appreciate you taking the time and bringing together just what is happening in the body, like during a detox. And what I did not know about detox, and I'm super thankful that you shared that tonight, was that it's not like stuff just goes in the liver, it gets filtered, and then it comes out. Is that every single aspect of the detoxification and cleansing process that happens through whole food nutrition, it happens because the liver requires different nutrients at each of those different junctures. And I did not know that. And so to be able to get something that has this whole wide range of colors, as you showed with the antioxidants that come with each of the colors, and that the liver needs them at each one of the points, to really do the most effective work on the that I just thought that was such a big aspect for sure. And so I think that I really wanted to thank everyone for sharing their stories tonight. If this is something that has piqued your interest at all, there's kind of a few ways to go about it, right? There's definitely getting with the person who sent you this recording, asking them a little bit more about, what are these fruits and veggies all about? What's that program, that can happen to really just jumpstart our metabolism, as well as like start this process of detoxifying our body and giving our livers and our body the things that it needs to really get those things out. So maybe that's your route, that you're looking to make a change right now. Maybe it is, all right, I need some more information. I eat pretty healthy. That's totally cool. But what do those things really do for me? Or what do the leafy greens really do for my bowels or for my energy and that sort of thing? And if you're just curious about that kind of stuff, like there's plenty of resources that we have that can share just more information about, fruits and vegetables and health overall. And if this isn't something for you, then this is also, but there's people in your life that have that low energy, or are getting sick all the time, or have those kids that are always in and the doctors and that sort of thing. This is something that we can also, have a conversation with. And so feel free to, share this recording with them, or get them in touch with someone that's on here, because what we're really doing at the end of the day is inspiring healthy living. And we all know that there's certain points, like people maybe live their whole entire lives as these perfect idolized vegans, but that's not how I grew up. That's not how a lot of people grew up. And I grew up, with a very, very, low quality food diet, and then to move it now as just taking steps over time. And that's what we're talking about here, is just learning a little bit more about what the power of food really does for us and what it does in our bodies, and just making great decisions from there. So thank you so much, Amy and Olivia, for joining me tonight. I really do appreciate you all, and I will talk with you soon.
Thank you,
Bye.
Alex. Good night.
Thank you.
Good night.